Hi, I'm the co-founder and CFO at Intern Betas. Intern Betas, we create synergy between interns and startups. We are a multifaceted platform for interns to build their skills and for startups to recruit their team. Now when it comes down to building your skills or recruiting your team, Intern Betas takes three key aspects into consideration: the experience, the result, and the solution. The experience, it has to be entrepreneurial. Who wants to chase coffee and scan documents confined to a facility for 8 to 12 weeks this summer? I sure as hell don't. Okay? The result needs to be leaning towards skill gap reduction. If we look at the recent college graduates from the last 5 years, at least 40% of them are either underemployed or working at minimum wage because they don't have the appropriate skills to at least be qualified to go into an entry-level job. The solution, Intern Betas is developing. It's already been around. Well, now we encourage it. Project-based internships. Valuable, flexible, paid opportunities for you to build up your skill set and actually prove to the startups that you have what it takes to become a qualified candidate and come on board with that company. Now, when it comes to hiring challenges for startups, no matter what the industry is, each of them face the same pain point. They can never find the person with the right skills. Now, when it comes to team building for your startups, those same three key aspects that we focus on still apply: the experience, the result, and the solution. The solution is our trial process, those project-based internships. Remember, they're valuable, flexible, paid opportunities. A time period for the intern to be placed into your startup to prove that they have what it takes to be on your team and in your future. Now the experience, as they begin to take on more project-based internships at other startups, they begin to grow beyond the founders. I like to think of the CEO of Product Hunt, Brian Hoover. He has a very similar story and a very similar pattern to his success. Now the result is the entrepreneurial skill. The fact that you now can come on board to that startup and be a team member, or you can actually pursue your dreams like me and go out and start your own company. The market, we have two customers: founders and learners. Founders between the ages of 18 and 40, learners between the ages of 18 and 24. Now since 2008, our economy has experienced the highest increase in entrepreneurial activity. That means today, startups are being created, developed, and funded faster than ever before. For learners, look at the last decade of college enrollment. It's only increased. I'm pretty sure Whitewater can agree with that. Now in terms of our marketing strategy, we use Twitter. Why in the world do we use Twitter? So for a social media platform, Twitter serves as the best engagement tool for entrepreneurs to distribute content amongst their communities. Over the last 27-day period, our tweets personally from Intern Betas have yielded us over 20,000 impressions. In terms of our location, of course, we dominate Wisconsin. That's where we're from. We've also been able to reach entrepreneurs all the way from New York to California, even outside the United States, reaching out to the UK and even my mom's hometown where she's at right now in the Philippines. Isn't that wonderful? I bet she's proud of me right now. When it comes to the competitor analysis, I like to think of Intern Betas versus, well, whoever gets in our way. That's why I sit us on top, because we dominate them. We dominate them. But for the time of this presentation, I want to focus on 99 interns in Taiwan for two specific reasons. One, because they're our direct competitors, and two, they specifically focus on our same mission: getting interns into startups. Now I'm going to bash the little crap out of them. For 99 interns, they're based out of Australia. Their revenue model consists of them screening roles, helping you find the right candidate for your startup. Wonderful. And they also charge a placement fee, getting the intern from point A to point B, from their network into your startup. Taiwan, likewise, they're from Spain, but their revenue model consists of them posting positions, and God, do they bust your head to do it. And also, they charge to sell back-end data on their candidates for you to basically go out there and interview them yourself. Now, comparing these companies both simultaneously against Intern Betas, what do we do differently? Well, we do allow you to post positions on our page, but we don't charge you for it. The intern, you use our service absolutely free. That is the beauty of it. We also screen to help you find the right candidates for your startup. We also sell our back-end data, allowing you to, if you want to, skip our screening process and go straight into interviewing the candidate yourself. And then lastly, we charge a placement fee for you to get the candidate from point A to point B. Now, just because we're cheaper and we offer free services doesn't make us more valuable. What really counts is our edge. We increase the life cycle of our customers through a beta-approved community. Our entrepreneurial network, we're not elephant hunting. I'm not looking for 100 Ubers. I'm not after all the billion-dollar valuated startups. I'm going from the ground up, working with the learning communities for entrepreneurs, the ones I know best. The transparency, I don't know what my competition is hiding, but I'm not going to do so, okay? With our transparency, we go inside each of the startups, and we do this via Instagram to show our learners what it's actually like to be at these startups and the pros and cons of working there. Now, in terms of our competition, all of them use in-house developed algorithms. Ours was initially developed in-house. But moving forward, we're going to pursue our enterprise contract with Camelo. It gets our cost down for screening almost lower than $20 per candidate. They do this best. They are backed by Y Combinator. And why do we choose them? Because they have found the best way to map somebody's unique culture. And they do this through 7 core values and 23 motivators. Why? Why do they use the core values? Because it's the best way to measure the culture compared to personality traits. The comments straight from Milwaukee, they supply us a year-round workshop once a month. It averages at least over 100 attendees where we can go and pitch intern betas every single time and get them on board with more founders and more learners, expanding our network even greater. And the last but not least, the relationship I probably love the most, college startup funding. The ability, it's a two-way street relationship like it should be. We're able to feed them startups that need money. They're able to feed us startups that need interns. Our team, Alex Renell, the vision, Brandon Fong, the sales, myself, the numbers, Tyler Sadowski, the market, and Alex Stino with the answers. Our closed beta strategy will consist of 36 select startups that will assist out of our network and 50 select interns for each of those startups because we keep getting those interns every day. This yesterday, 30 signups. Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. Help me accomplish my journey, ladies and gentlemen. Sign up at internbetas.com. Thank you.
No question.
I got one.
Sure.
Right off the bat, when I got some emails.
Right off the bat, I got an email from you guys said I'd love to hear more about it and would want to participate, and I didn't really get any follow-ups.
Right. So we have been in the process of actually revamping everything that we have to offer to our users who are signing up. And technically right now we're actually sending out our newsletter actually what's today? April 8th, after this competition actually goes out. Because we're actually following up with each of our startups, sending them weekly surveys about how we're going to increase enhance our process of making sure we found the right candidates for them. We had a delay in our process because we actually developed this idea last year. We went down to Orlando, Florida, and good God, we've made probably a million pivots since then. So please be on the lookout for the follow-up. I know somebody knows you, and we'll be right with you very soon.
While you talked about matching the right candidate for the internship possibilities,
Yeah.
I have to assume you're also looking at length, scope, and other features as well to do the matching?
Right, so a lot of the interns will start to begin to submit their availability, and likewise the startups will start to submit how long those projects will last. Now on our next website, you'll be able to see both, to see what the availabilities look like, and then startups can begin to gauge how long the project will be. Now of course, with scope, we have scope creep, the fact that a project could take longer than it actually does, and we actually have, on our site we'll start to talk about while we lean toward the scope creep and help the startups choose a more appropriate length for the project. Because a lot of people think, oh, let's run a marketing campaign in 1 week. That's why that probably won't get done. So it's a lot of conversation between us, the interns, us, and the startups.
What do you see as your 3 biggest challenges to achieving the business plan that you have here in the next 1 year?
Okay. Honestly, I think our #1 challenge is educating startups and the founders for them to understand that they could use interns. A lot of startups think, well, once we realize what we really need, now let's find a way to not hire an intern. And they want to bypass that route. And they don't know that they're doing themselves a disservice. The second challenge is that a lot of students are already, I want to say, brainwashed into the fact that understand that I'm a freshman, I take gen eds. I'm a sophomore, I declare I'm ready. I'm a junior, I go to the career fair and hope to God I get an internship. Like, that process is, if you ask me, it's dead. So, now, does it still work? Yes. Is it highly beneficial? If you look at our economy and employment rates, no. And our third challenge is to make sure that all the startups can appropriately pay our interns. We do not offer free internship positions because the controversy with interns being free, or one, is just too much of a headache. And if you want somebody to do quality work for you, I best bet you compensate them.
So I've got a startup, and I've also got 2 interns, whitewater students, which are awesome. Running a startup, sometimes the projects are working very well because I've got time to go through it and actually sit down and go through the projects, been getting great results, but then sometimes it hits the fan and there's no time for me to regulate working with that intern. So how are you guys making yourselves the experts to ensure that that process goes over well and to kind of coach both sides along the way so it's effective throughout the process?
So I don't know if you went through the same process, but during our interview process, a lot of the screening, a lot of interviews actually require PSI, performance skill index, at least say that you have the basic skill levels to complete basic projects. If we actually skip that bridge, then yes, you will wind up with some interns who have no idea if they can do it. A lot of them will be leaning to the fact that one, it's paid, two, it sounds cool and it's sexy as hell.
Well, I mean, not as much as the interns, but the companies as well. Because a lot of times I feel like, great, we accomplished awesome stuff this week, and then sometimes I wish I had an extra 2 hours to sit down with my intern.
And the funny thing is, before I even get the courage to sell this service to the public, this is something that we've been going through ourselves. Hiring interns, hiring people, bringing them on, and we all learn that it is a true learning process. And we like to say that startups come and grow, but the team can stay and grow. And it's really, really difficult to sit through that process. It is painful, sometimes you want to kill the guy. But at the end of the day, if you really, really have faith in him and challenge him beyond what he thinks he's capable of, he can make up. I mean, everybody does make mistakes, so I'm not guaranteeing that the intern will knock your socks off on day one. But if, most startups who will come to this idea both have the learning implications and understand that there needs to be some learning component in the time the intern spending with the startup.
Final questions?